he can punch and he wants to hurt somebody. He's thinking as well. And Tim as a thinker and a fighter, for me, he's unbeatable. Fight to go. 6, 7, 18, 19. There it is, Timmy. Good boy. Power into that one. Good boy, Timmy. Beautiful. Good boy. Huh? That's it. Bring this foot here. That's it. Yeah. Now do it. That's it. Leave it at there. That's it. Good boy. Just bring it up. That's it. Chin down, Timmy. Bring it down.
Definitely, you know, a long road to get to this point. Stuff takes time.
This here gets pushed. So I think that's why I see, like, if you look at Errol, you can push.
It's all about training your body, you know, physically and mentally to prepare for war.
With just 1 week to go, the intensity inside the training camps of Errol Spence Jr. and Tim Tszyu continues to rise as both champions prepare for a full-blown war.
This is a man who prepared his entire life for what awaits him, always displaying the calm, noted by those who know him best.
I just see that he's more focused, like he knows what he's going in there to do now.
People were avoiding him like the plague, you know, because, you know, he's just that good. So I think he just got to get himself back into shape and get himself positioned to where he can do things that he did before.
Running in 36, 37 degrees, high humidity, it's no joke, and it really does test an athlete mentally, particularly when they're training at that kind of intensity.
A man on a mission, Errol is working harder than ever to prove the doubters wrong and show he never should have been counted out of this comeback.
It's rare for a champion to become undisputed. Rarer still to need 5 years for 3 belts. But Spence is not normal. And those years for him were about survival. Whether a life-threatening car wreck or a career-threatening eye injury, that he still fought.
Especially in the last few years, they can make a movie out of my career. You know, different trials and tribulations that, you know, I've been through, especially if he smells blood. But once the lights turn on and the bell rings, you know, it's wartime. I feel like that's a legacy-defining fight.
Just watch me.
Fully aware that he is facing Tim for the first time and that Tszyu could bring unexpected challenges, Spence is determined to stay sharp, working tirelessly on his strength and conditioning to make sure he is in peak shape when the opening bell rings.
Tattoos though, so you shouldn't be too scared of needles, right?
Yeah, I'm good on that. I'm just getting my body ready to go out in an all-out war because I don't know what he's gonna bring to the table. It could be anything. It's all about training your body, you know, physically and mentally to prepare for war. I feel like the greats, whether it's basketball, football, boxing, whatever, you know, they kept focused 100% all the time. And that 1 second you lose focus, that's the 1 second you can either get caught or something can happen. So I believe that's what's gonna keep me at the high level, just staying focused. Because once you lose focus, even in life, once you lose focus.
On the other side, Tim knows exactly the level Spence brings. That is why he has brought in new trainer Hall of Fame boxer Jeff Finneck, who is helping refine his style and prepare him for the biggest challenge of his career.
Transfer the power, that's it, lock it in. Come back over here, bring this foot out here. Huh? That's it, bring this foot here, that's it. Tim, from where you are, I'm just going to ask you what comes next. Just do that to me. No, yeah, but just watch and see. Yeah, and that all, here, boom, then boom, you know. That's it. The weight's the power from the hips. Twist it. Yeah, you got to twist.
I did a little 30-minute jog this morning and some sit-ups.
Good.
Every punch on the mitts, every drill in the gym, and every exercise in camp speaks volumes about Tim's preparation. Guided by Jeff Fennick, he is sharpening every aspect of his game, and Fennick has promised fans they will see a new version of Tszyu on fight night, one that is more disciplined, more dangerous, and hungrier than ever to defeat Spence.
We're going to see a new Tim Tszyu out there. We're going to have the man who's hungry enough to win the fight.
3, 2, 1, 2.
Let's finish strong, Timmy. 20 seconds, Tim. Work hard. Work hard, Tim. Work. Come on. Come on, 10 seconds. Work. Come on. Show me we can finish strong, Timmy. Come on. Come on, Timmy. Come on. Come on, Tim. Time. You know what? Just to want you to know something. You can do one more. We can do 2 more. We know we can do it. That's all we're going to do. 5 to go. Between us, we've won 5 world titles.
After everything he has endured, from the car accident to the retinal eye injury, Spence has emerged as a completely different man. He now knows exactly why he fights. As he prepares for his comeback, he is determined to make a statement, not just win. This camp for Tim has pushed his intense focus and work ethic to another level.
But I know that the harder I work, it's gonna benefit, my kids, my mother, my father. So I know it's not just me, and that's one of the things I had to realize again once the car accident and, certain things happened, and realize that it's not just me, I'm in there, not just me, I'm fighting for everybody, because everybody's sacrificing their own way.
There you go, control.
And when it gets hard, I'll be like, man, I don't know if I can do this. But then I'll be like, my kids deserve better. Now I'm gonna keep working, I'm gonna keep grinding.
Yeah, yeah, way to work, way to get there.
Working alongside him is new trainer Ronnie Shields, who has been refining every part of his game. During his media workout, Spence looked sharper, more focused, and in outstanding condition, sending a clear message to Tim that he is coming for an all-out war. Every punch in camp reflects a fighter determined to prove he still belongs among the elite. Speaking about Spence's preparation, Ronnie Shields shared his thoughts on what he found after the long layoff. According to Shields, he was pleasantly surprised to see that Spence had stayed in the gym, constantly training and sharpening his skills. Conditioning had been his biggest concern, but he believes Spence is in outstanding shape. Ronnie also promised a game plan that will surprise everyone on fight night.
Surprisingly to me, after being off 3 years, he looks really great, and, I told him from the very beginning, I say, I want to see what you got. So I say, so I'm gonna push you hard these first 3 days. He said, okay, I'm ready. So that let me know that he's been working out. Mm-hmm. He's been doing his conditioning. And that's what I really want to see, what his conditioning was gonna be like. And I pushed him fast and hard, and he hung right in. So I said, you're good. So now we just come up with a game plan, and we'll work on that.
While some questioned whether the extra weight could affect Spence, Ronnie Shields quickly dismissed those concerns. Spence is in outstanding condition, and making those additional 2 pounds will not be an issue. He insists Spence is fully prepared and ready to deliver his best performance.
Oh, I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about the other 2 pounds.
So you're unaware that he's fighting at 160?
It doesn't make a difference, man. 2 pounds is no worries anyway, so.
Yeah, okay. There was some talk, and it might not be true, but just around that it could be sanctioned for something in a belt capacity. I don't know, any word?
At middleweight, it doesn't matter. He's not doing it for belts anymore.
However, Showbiz the Adult raised concerns about Spence competing at 160 pounds, calling it one of the biggest questions surrounding the fight. According to him, Spence has never fought anywhere near this weight throughout his career. Since his last bout against Terrence Crawford, the jump may seem small on paper, but he believes it could make a significant difference in how Spence performs in his first fight at a new weight class.
Errol Spence versus Tim Tszyu at middleweight, and here's how I feel about it. It just 3 years gone. His last fight, you saw what happened with Bud Crawford, right? He's never quite looked the same since the car wreck. He had a retinal tear, And he's never been above 147 before, okay? So now his first fight back after 3 years is going to be against Tim Tszyu in Australia at a weight class he hasn't came close to fighting at professionally. That scares me.
Meanwhile, Showbiz the adult sees the move to 160 pounds as another major talking point heading into the fight. He believes the change raises fresh questions about Spence's preparation, while also reflecting Tszyu's willingness to accept the new terms. For him, the adjustment only adds more intrigue to an already compelling matchup.
It's the fact that he's not going to weaken himself, right? What I mean by that is, if, like when he fought 147, people suspected that his last couple fights he was weight drained. He's like, I'm not going to be uncomfortable. I learned from that. That's where the maturity sets in. Let me request for 160. Forget what everyone says. Like how he went on with the fight against Terrence Bud Crawford when he had a fractured rib and all that. I'm not doing that no more. He's at least matured there. And if he's looking strong and feeling his strongest at 160, maybe it's a positive thing. But for me, especially after seeing Conor McGregor jump across the octagon, being heavier, being removed from the octagon for many years, I may have to put my money on Tim Tszyu here, man.
How Spence carries himself at 160 pounds for the first time remains a major question, but former trainer Derek James has already offered a serious warning. Speaking to the media, James stressed that Spence must rely on his footwork and boxing ability. He believes Tim is a relentless pressure fighter who can walk Spence down if he is not controlled with smart movement and sharp boxing.
Who do you like in that fight?
Hey man, I have no thoughts about it. I don't know anything about it. I'm not even thinking about it. I mean, I really, it's just like another fight. I'm keeping up with it. He's just gonna do what he's doing. You know, hopefully he's successful at what he's doing. But you know, other than that, man.
You think Tim Tszyu has a favor because of the 3-year layoff from the Errol Spence had, maybe?
I don't really know. I mean, I don't really know. I think Errol was gonna do whatever he's gonna do, but I think that, you know, Tim Tszyu's a very tough fighter, and you gotta be able to use your feet and you gotta be able to box him, because if not, he's gonna try to bang you out. So, you know, you just gotta be prepared for that.
Absolutely, that would be a good fight.
As for Tim's trainer, Jeff Fenwick believes Spence crossed the line by refusing to shake Tim's hand, calling it a sign of disrespect. Jeff has vowed that the disrespect will be answered on fight night. Tim also admitted the moment fired him up, saying it still boils his blood and has only made the rivalry even more personal ahead of the showdown.
Look at this.
Respect. Listen, I'm gonna let him know what you said. I'm telling on you.
Did that make your blood boil?
Yeah, it did. It did. Even watching that, and I've watched it how many times because it's on all the time. I get quite angry. See there?
You would filthy.
I was just, my knuckles were ready. I was like, that's it, man. We're on, you know?
What a day it shapes as. July 26th, it's been billed as the biggest fight card in Australian history.
Tim and his team are convinced that Spence's long layoff and decision to face him at this stage will prove to be his biggest mistake. They plan to exploit every weakness on fight night. Spence, however, appears completely unfazed. Calling himself the A-side, he dismissed Tim as nothing more than a regular fighter, insisting he is not on his level and that none of the warnings deserve his attention.
Did you just get the reasoning behind that?
There wasn't no reason at all. I don't see why not fight at 160 if we fighting at 158. We might as well fight at 160, so.
There's no issues with like cutting weight? You weren't scared or anything like that?
If I was scared, I wouldn't have took the fight. In Australia, I'm the big fish. I'm the A-side. If I didn't want to fight here, I didn't have to fight here.
Tim Tszyu said coming back from 3 years out, taking on him is a big mistake. What's your response to that?
Man, I don't what he says. I mean, he can say it's a big mistake. We'll see when we enter the ring, we face off against each other.
What weaknesses do you see in Tim's game?
I don't know. He's just a regular fighter to me. It doesn't matter.
Tim Tszyu believes the rivalry has become deeply personal ahead of fight night. While he accepts the tension as part of the sport, he feels Spence has underestimated him throughout the build-up. Tszyu is determined to answer those doubts inside the ring and back up his confidence with his performance.
Just fight stuff, or does it make it like really like a little bit more personal where you're like, you know what, I'm starting not to like this guy?
It's 50-50, you know, like, of course, we're not supposed to like each other before the fight. You know, that's part of the thing. But yeah, I think he's got a certain arrogance about him, you know, and that could be because he made a shit ton of money and doesn't really need to be doing this and that type of stuff, and he really thinks down of myself. But that's all right, you know. When we get in the ring, I really just want to hurt him, you know. And it's quite simple. That's what boxing's about.
Yeah, it's gonna be telling like how he reacts to like the first punch. Like I think that's like the biggest thing is me observing is like I want to see how.
Andre Darrell views this as a defining fight for both men. He believes victory could reignite the winner's career, while defeat would raise serious questions about what comes next, particularly for Spence. In Darrell's view, the stakes extend well beyond the result itself, making this one of the most consequential matchups either fighter has faced in years.
Could be potentially dangerous. Again, it's 50-50, man. This could be Tim Tszyu's fight, his comeback, you know what I'm saying, putting him back on the map. And this could be Errol Spence's comeback, putting him back on the map. But a loss of both of these boys, even a close fight or the wrong fight, tell us what we need to know about Spence. It might be time for him to hang it up, man. He should have been comfortable with hanging it up right now. He didn't need a win, or he doesn't need a win to sell off into the sunset. You did it all. You know what I'm saying? I think I had a great career, and I'm nowhere near what this man did in his career. You know what I'm saying? So some fighters just got to learn how to come to terms with that, but you can only hope for the best.
Continuing his assessment, Andre Darrell believes the biggest question is how Spence will respond under pressure. He suggests the effects of past punishment may only become clear once the fight develops into sustained exchanges. For Darrell, that uncertainty is more concerning than anything Tszyu presents stylistically.
Yeah, I feel that, again, I feel the punishment happening, you know. Could it be soon? Absolutely. You know, and then, you know, just like Roy, he might not see this in his head, but his brain remembers the kind of punishment he took, you know. So when he get in there and he take them shots, whether he thinks he's ready for it or not, his brain, his screening might not be. You know what I'm saying? So all I can do is hope for the best, man. But, you know, there's nothing special, you know, in regards to his skill set, right? Again, he's just a come forward fighter.
On the other hand, Tim Bradley is frustrated with everyone who believes Spence's time is over. He sees him as someone built differently and highlights his incredible resume as the reason he expects a strong performance. Bradley believes Spence still has the skills, experience, and mentality to compete at the highest level, and he is backing him to silence the doubters once again.
That's what they say. They call him big fish. Hell no. He ain't big fish no more. But I will call this a Hall of Fame Spence. I'm trying to let y'all know, man. Hey, I looked at the resume. That man got a resume. Uga, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia. Boy, come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Anyways, yeah, he's supposed to be fighting Tim Tszyu. That's what they saying. Shit. Hey, Hall of Fame Spence. He going to the land down under. That's where he going. Yeah. He willing to go out there and face them kangaroos. He don't give a damn. You know that. Shit, Spence is built different. I mean, y'all don't know.
Heading into this fight, Spence's bout with Crawford has been heavily discussed, with many fighters warning that returning after a long layoff against a tough opponent is a major risk. While Spence was dominated by Crawford, Bradley offers a different perspective. According to him, Spence never truly gave up in that fight and was not completely knocked down. He believes the referee stopped the contest, while Spence still had the desire to continue.
Shit. He ain't getting knocked out when he fought against Crawford? Nah, the referee stopped the fight. He was willing to go on his deathbed. Shit, he never stopped giving up. Y'all better go back and watch that damn fight. You know what I'm saying? Anybody with a heart like that, anybody get thrown from a car going 100-something miles an hour, bro, and still live? Bro, he got a lot to get. Hey, God stored him for the reason, for some apparent reason, and we about to see right now. For real. Look, Errol Spence, just look at it like this. Been out for what? 3 years or something like that? Shit, I gotta check my 6 shit. I don't want nobody hit me in the back of the damn head. You never know.
As fight night draws closer, Brian Mendoza has revealed surprising inside information about Errol Spence Jr. that could shape expectations for his blockbuster clash with Tim Tszyu. His comments offer a fresh perspective on what fans might see when the two finally meet in the ring.
I can't just, I'm not just using the same bag of tricks every day. I have to go home from the sparring and think about, okay, well, what am I gonna do next time? You caught me with this. Those are signs of someone that is really thinking, still loves what they do. He has a passion for it, and that, along with I feel like this time that he's had off has helped him recover. So I feel like that mixed with his punch resistance, being there, and just Spence being Spence, man. I think he's gonna give him a hell of a fight. And
Spence's punches felt like bricks and missiles, making them extremely difficult to handle. He believes that with so much still left in his tank, Spence is ready to shock everyone. Addressing critics who claim Spence is only returning for a paycheck, Mendoza shares his confidence that the showdown will be action-packed, with Spence arriving in his best possible shape.
And the work ethic, and like I said, you know, just the work that he's doing in the gym is not of someone that's clocking in, trying to show up for a check and trying to be like, oh, you know, let's see what we can do. Like he's fully locked in. He cares about improving each and every day, and that's what I respected. And you know, at the end of the day, I even told him, you know, when I was leaving that, like, you know, I appreciate him having me out. That it was just fun, you know, being in that type of high-level chess match again, where I can't just, you know, I'm not just using the same bag of tricks every day. I have to go home from the sparring and think about, okay, well, what am I gonna do next time? You caught me with this. Those are signs of someone that is really thinking, still loves what they do. He has a passion for it, and that, along with, you know, I feel like this time that he's had off has helped.
The stage is set, the tension is rising, and now only one question remains. Can Spence silence the doubters, or will Tim create the biggest statement of his career? Fight Night will reveal the answer. What is your prediction? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit like, and subscribe for more boxing updates.